All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, got a little experiment going on here. Let me get it inside the light. So, I have a dumpster rental company, which, let me get my fat hand out of the way. There's a dumpster, so we go do garbage pickup, curbside pickup, and clean out abandoned houses, we do all kinds of stuff with dumpster stuff. So anyways, I always find stuff. So I get the luxury of dumpster diving before anybody else. We find quite a bit of cool stuff in the dumpster. So here's today's pick. All right, so we have a Ryobi 40-volt lawnmower that was in the trash. Let's see. So we got batteries, these 40-volt batteries, these big bastards, and we got the charger. So batteries would not charge. Zero charge on them. Somewhere here's a button. So there's a button on the side. You press this, some lights illuminate. Let's see where the cover is. Yeah, so these lights illuminate, show you charge. So nothing at all on this thing. Would not light up shit at all. So, let me kick this battery off. So we've got this one charging. It's got decent, it's actually charging, but it's still not at full capacity. Meaning that it'll run, but it only gives you 5 or 10 minutes of mow life. So these chargers have to sense a voltage. These things can't be completely dead. They have to have some voltage on them. So we went and jumped the charger, which don't do this. This is a good way to light fires, but we went and jumped the charger directly to the batteries around the controls, which did not work on this one, but it got this one cooking. So that one is actually going to charge. So you take your multimeter, and I can't do it, but you go, let's see if I can send this thing across here. I think this side's positive. And by the way, these things have a fuse in here as well that could go bad. I probably can't get my fat hands to do this, but anyways, it'll show you which side is positive and which side's negative. So if it's positive, it's normal reading. If it's negative, it'll go have a negative symbol over here. That little guy there. So that'll let you know which way to start charging this thing. So we put some voltage to it. I put a 12-volt charger to it and brought the batteries up to 12 volts. That allowed it to start charging on that charger. So that was step one. This one doesn't work. I can't quite tell. It looks like there's maybe a little bit of damage. Those look kind of melted or discolored to me. But I can't actually tell if that's just part of the soldering process or whatever. So for anyone wanting to know, these Ryobi batteries are 2000 milliamp hour, 3.7 TP lithium ions, 18650s. Don't know anything about them, but I do know that these batteries suck for whatever reason. I don't know why, compared to something like this M18 12 amp hour. Used to have some of these open. I don't think I do anymore. I think those are at 18650. But I actually use Milwaukee tools, and I don't use Ryobi tools. This doesn't have enough to mow the lawn. Still got to play with this. But my plan is to make a system where I basically hook these two batteries up in series to give me 36 volts, 12 amp hours. to run these. So twice, and FYI, the Ryobi only runs one of these batteries at a time. So 40 volts, 6 amps, so I'll be pretty close to voltage. We'll see what kind of negative effects that has. Double the amount of capacity. I might mess with this thing a little bit to see how that goes. So the next thing is using this, because they don't make any 3D printed, so they make a 3D printed for pretty much everything that attaches onto here, gives you 2 wires. But they don't make any 3D printed things that slide into the tool with some wires hanging out. So my plan is, I still want to mess with this battery, but my plan is to kind of figure out how this works. Take this guy, make it an adapter with wires hanging out. Take this piece, unsolder it from the board. Pretty much glue or screw it to the back of this so it has the prongs. That clips in, has wires coming out. And then I can run those wires over to a connector and connect these batteries up. So that'll allow me to keep these things without having to modify them. Keep them on my tools. These things are $245 a piece. So FYI, these are only like $70 for a set. I don't know how much these are, but they're really fucking cheap. You already have the charger. Fact is that these wear out, and unless you're using other Ryobi tools, you're not going to want to keep buying $70, $80, $100, $140 batteries every year, because these don't seem to last worth a shit. I can vouch for the Milwaukee batteries all day long. We've been using those for years. Pretty much every professional uses a Milwaukee. Depending on what, I mean, you get into plumbers and electricians, that's pretty much your go-to brand. So, FYI, this doesn't have shit for voltage, so I'm not popping a screwdriver around where it's going to pop off. So I'm going to use this, and then that still allows me, if I want to sell the lawnmower to somebody. But in the meantime, I'd like to get it working. And without modifying anything where I can't go back to using original batteries, to using those batteries in my other tools, yada, yada, yada. Too long of an intro. I'll get to it tomorrow. Let's see how this goes. See you tomorrow. Let's see if I can take a picture of this. Here's my finished product. So we got that all done. Screws flush, nice and sturdy. A weather pack connector, 15 amp fuse. I don't know how well wire gauges and everything are going to hold up, but batteries are charged. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Probably not. Battery there. Battery there. Look at that bad boy. Okay. So, put the other connector on the other side. I just hot glued these things in so I could pull these out, and I didn't really modify the lawnmower in any way that it can't be changed back to original batteries. But check this out. Bam! Slides right in there like it's meant to be. Let me connect my made sparking sounds. We've got the thing facing towards that battery. It shuts. There's my self-propelled. Everything works. Okay, we only lasted a few minutes and the 15 amp blew, so obvious thing to do is go up to a bigger fuse. Let's try it. Okay, 120. So we're exactly at an hour of me push, well, minus 15 minutes, well, 10 minutes for me to grab a fuse, swap it out to a 30 amp. So all the grass is mowed. I went over it multiple times. I was just running it to see how long it would run, and it runs and runs and runs and runs. So capacity is up tenfold probably. Power was about the same the first 10 or 20 minutes. So we've got 2 bars on this battery, 2 bars on this battery. They did look like they were charging or discharging unevenly for a minute, but it seems fine. So now it's down on power. It'll run. I mean, we're at half capacity on the batteries. So if I did this once a week, it'd be fine for this yard. Actually, this yard was behind on being mowed. So we're at 36 volts, 12 amp hours, as opposed to 40 volts, 6 amp hours. So double the capacity, 4 less volts. Showing me that, one, I wouldn't really buy this lawnmower unless you had a little yard in the city or something. It's kind of annoying to mow this. I've got a 27 horsepower Cub Cadet. It's just broke right now, and we got this lawnmower for free. But for the sake of experimenting, so they do have another Milwaukee lawnmower I want to look into a little bit. It's $1,100. No way I'd ever buy an electric lawnmower, period. I'd never buy one unless it was, well, it'd have to be some big amazing machine that I got for a screaming deal, like the Ryobi 0 turns or some Cub Cadet 0 turn electric ones. So my next plan, just because I have these 12 amp hour batteries, I use them for work. I've got a shit ton of Milwaukee tools. So the only other thing I need is another adapter, and I'm gonna try to run these 3 batteries at a time. So that'll give me 54 volts. Is that right? 54, 36, 46, 54 volts. Okay, a little worse of a deal than I thought it was, but oh well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know what the motor rating is. So 54 is 14 over its intended battery size. And it draws down the volts. Right now, the problem is it probably won't draw down the volts when you're pushing it over its limit. So either I break it open and look at the battery capacity, or not the battery capacity, the motor rating, to see if it's got like a 36 volt to 50 volt rating. I highly doubt it says that on there. Or I just plug in 3 batteries and see how it does. My assumption is that that'll work. It'll have the power that I want it to have. And I don't see why it wouldn't last a whole long time like that. I don't know. If anyone knows what the negative effects of putting 30%, I don't know what that is. Not quite. No, that would only be 20-25% battery capacity extra towards it. Let me know. Yeah, a little over 20% battery, or not battery, yeah, battery voltage. So I'll bet that's well within specs. No problems with that. So like, subscribe, follow along. I know this is kind of a dumb video, but let's go to 54 volt, 12 amp, and see how long she'll run. Follow along. We'll see you the next time. Thanks for watching.